Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to talk about the Oura Ring Gen 3. So I've been using this ring now for just over a month, maybe a month and a half, and I think now I've given it enough time to share some initial thoughts with you on this particular ring. So let's jump straight into it. So the first thing I'd like to cover off with this ring in particular is the design. I went for the heritage ring and I went for it in matte black. I'm used to wearing silver rings and I really fancied a bit of a change, and I think this looks really cool. The reason I went for the heritage ring is it has this side, so it's really easy for you to see where your ring needs to be on your finger. Now this does come in different finishes, so you can get it in silver like I'd mentioned, you can get it in a black, but it's a more shiny black, and there are two styles. So you have the style that I have, and you have the horizon ring, which is a circular ring. So this is a little bit different. It looks like any other normal ring would on your finger. What I would say when you come to order your ring is you make sure that you get the correct ring size. So this is really important. I measured my finger by myself, and I would say that I didn't quite get the sizing 100%. It's fine, it fits, it works, it's perfect. But I would recommend that you get the sizing kit that they send out to you, and then you know you are getting the right size ring. And this is important because it needs to be tight to your finger for the sensors to pick up that data to transmit into the app for you to be able to see what's going on. In terms of what I've noticed since wearing this for about a month and a half is it does pick up scruffs and scratches. I've got a few on there, but this is general wear and tear. I wear this ring 24/7, so it's always gonna hit surfaces and things like that, but I don't think that it's wearing badly, and it still looks pretty good. So there is a number of sleep contributors that they use to measure your sleep, and some of this will be around your heart rate variability, your oxygen levels while you're asleep. It will also tell you if you've been particularly restless the night before, and it will also tell you how much deep sleep and the latency of that sleep. And this all comes together to produce a sleep score, which I absolutely love. So I can open up the app in the morning and I will see my sleep score for the night before, and it will tell me whether that is optimal, whether I've had poor sleep. So you can then look at those contributors and see what's potentially impacting that. So I find that really, really useful. It also goes into the other sleep metrics as well, so how much light sleep, deep sleep, how much REM sleep you're getting. So the same sleep cycles that you would get on the Apple Watch Ultra, for instance. And this is one of the things that I really would like to see on the Apple Watch Ultra is that sleep score. I currently have to download a third-party app, which is a paid app, to get the same functionality that I get out of the Oura Ring. The other thing that I really enjoy about the Oura Ring is the readiness score. So this is similar to the sleep score. It will take all that information that it's captured throughout the night and it pulls it all together. So your heart rate, your resting heart rate, how much sleep you've had, how much activity you'd had the day before, and it will produce a readiness score. And like the sleep score, it will tell you whether you are at an optimal readiness or whether you are poor readiness, for instance. So or just okay, actually. And this then will give you a guide to say whether or not you are ready to full-on exercise. You can go 100%, whether you exercise but maybe you don't do it at quite the level that you would do if you were getting an optimal readiness score. And if you are down the other end and it's classifying it as poor, then it will tell you maybe you should take a day to recover. And I really like that, and it's all at a quick glance on the home screen of the app, and you can go into each of these, but we'll talk about the app in a little bit more detail in a second. So the next bit is activity tracking. So this is a little bit different. I don't use it a massive amount, but you can set your goals of how many steps and all of that sort of good stuff, same that you would be able to do with the Apple Watch. The difference obviously is that you don't have a screen that you can track it against. So I tend to not pay too much attention to that when I'm looking in the app. I will use my Apple Watch Ultra for that because I can see my steps, I can see how much I need to do more to close that exercise ring and so on. There is some good things though. You get notifications from the ring into the app and onto your phone, so it will tell me if I haven't done anything for a while, or if I need to stretch my legs, which is really cool. The other sort of notifications that you'll get is around when you need to charge your ring, you know, if your ring's charged and all of that sort of good stuff. So you do get the notifications onto your phone, which generally will help you know, you to remember to get up and walk about if you are using this as your sole kind of health and fitness tracker. Okay, so let's take a look at the app itself. So if we go into the Oura app, here you can see it's actually updating because it's pulling some information from the ring as we speak, but you can see that it will pick up workouts. It's got my activity here, so how much active calorie burn I've got at the moment, my activity score, etc. Gives you a nice screenshot here of your heart rate, your activities. So I went for a walk earlier, so it's recorded that. It pulls that information from Apple Health, by the way, so it's imported. Some trends here for the last 7 days of the average inactivity time, heart rate variability, my sleep efficiency, and here we get down to the readiness and the sleep scores. So you can see here my readiness is quite good. It's at 92 and it's saying I've done a good job. So I'm good to go on and exercise, and also my my sleep score as well is optimal. So it will give you how many hours you're in bed, and your heart rate, and it will provide you with a bedtime, you know, what your ideal bedtime is as well. So you can actually go into more detail. So if you go into, for instance, here sleep, what we talked about earlier, it will tell you your total sleep, your efficiency, your restfulness, etc., your REM sleep. So you can see here my deep sleep's in red, so that's kind of a pay attention. And then you go back down further down and it will go into your time of sleep and the different sleep cycles. Similar for readiness, it will say here what your indexes are, body temperature, resting heart rate, and so on. Your trends as well up here, and your key data, your heart rate, HRV average, and so on. So that's the app. It's pretty good. It's got quite a few bits in there. Your activity here, for instance, as well, and explore. So you can have a look for some meditation, for instance, within here. So yeah, it's a good overall app experience. Okay, so moving on to another key reason why I got this particular fitness tracker is the battery life. So I've had a really good experience with the battery life on this. It is generally 5 to 6 days, I would say, before I have to charge the ring. So it comes with this little kind of puck charger that you place your ring on. I would note that you will only be able to use a charger that is the size of your ring. So if one of your friends has it but has a different size ring, it's not going to fit that charger. But yeah, so 5 to 6 days of charging out of it. So yep, pop it on and I don't need to worry about it. Like I said, you'll get a notification when the ring needs charging. It's usually still got a good 20%, I've experienced. So it gives you plenty of time to charge the ring up. It's relatively quick to charge as well. I think it takes probably about an hour to hit full charge, maybe a little bit more. But yeah, it's a really good experience from a battery life perspective, and I like not having to worry about charging something every day, which is why I like the Apple Watch Ultra. But this goes a further step by giving you nearly a full week of charge, so you don't have to worry about missing out on tracking that sleep and readiness. Okay, so on to the big one, the price. So this is not a cheap bit of kit. Depending on the style and finish that you choose, you could be paying up to nearly $400 for this ring, which is a lot of money and puts it in the bracket of most smartwatches, to be honest. So, and you get more from a smartwatch in terms of being able to use it for other notifications and, you know, as a extension of your smartphone, whereas this, you know, goes into an app in your smartphone. So I do think it is a little bit on the pricey point. Another thing that I'm not particularly keen on is the fact that to get access to your information, you have to pay a monthly membership fee, and that is roughly $7 a month. So you do get the first month free, which, you know, it's a token gesture really. But yeah, if you want to use the Ring, then you will have to, you know, factor in that membership cost. So you've got the upfront $400 plus the $7 a month on top of that. So it is expensive. What I would say is that you do get a lot from it. So I have found it really useful in the fact that I can see when I've had a bad night's sleep and I have a little bit more data, and I can go into the readiness tab, I can go into the sleep tab, and I can see, for instance, if I've been out the night before and had a few drinks with some friends and maybe eaten badly, I can see that that massively impacts my sleep in terms of my heart rate. It generally is elevated, my temperature is you know, off. And my readiness score will be, you know, poor for that. So I have found that that has been really beneficial, and for now has been worth that membership fee. Now, whether or not in 6 months to a year's time it still is, because hopefully by that I would have learnt the things that are impacting my health and my sleep. So will I then need to have all of that data? Yeah, it's one to weigh up really. It's all down to your personal choice. But, you know, at the moment I find that it is worth it, but I would be hesitant if you are just looking for a basic sleep tracker and fitness tracker. Then I would probably go for a smartwatch. If you are looking for something that you are getting a bit more information from, then I would look at this. And now, time for the verdict. So I've been using this Ring for a while and I have found it beneficial, as I have mentioned. I do find that the cost and the membership fee can be prohibitive, and I would prefer not to see a membership fee considering that high upfront cost. But for what I've used it for and the benefit that I've got, I have found that it has been worth it. But as I mentioned previously in this video, I would take a look at what you are actually wanting to get out of the information. Do you need to know all of the bits that the Oura Ring provides, or can you get that out of your current smartwatch? And then you can make an informed decision around whether or not you want to add this to your fitness trackers for that upfront $400 and the additional $7 a month on top of that. So there you go, that's my thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you haven't already, please subscribe if you enjoy this content and give us a thumbs up. But for now, that's it, and I will catch you in the next one.